Right, 48 Buick with a 41 engine. It's all rebuilt. Unfortunately, the water pump is leaking. So, but before I take it all apart, I'll just show you it running. Exhaust is blowing. I've got to mend that, but that's not the end of the world. I'll give it a couple of pumps to go round. The way they start is you turn the ignition on, and all you do is put your foot on the throttle, and that fires the starter motor. So ignition works back to front. Normally your key's over there and you do that. These go the other way. So ignition on, foot on the throttle. So fire straight up. It's got 40 pound of oil pressure on tick over, which is what you want, or it should be around about 45, I think. Yeah, very surprised it actually went literally first hit. So it's got half a tank of petrol in it, which is good.
It was a good start.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately the water pump is leaking a lot. So we've got to take it off. We've got a couple of rebuild kits over there. I think one is Buick, but we've got nothing to lose. Because unless Ian's got another one, we're going to have to get one from America. So what you've got to do to get it off is take the fan and that pulley off, but the bolts are in here, so it's awkward to do. But I don't, like I said, I don't really want to take all the radiator out again because it was a pig to get in. It's alright getting these off, putting them back on, because you've got to line up the 4 holes between 2 pieces of metal. It's an absolute pig of a job. Right, we've got to take the top off.
Got a bird leaking, eh?
Yeah. Right, so that's our water pump. It was pouring water out of here. That means, hear that?
Yeah.
Something's broken in there. But whether that's the right kit or not, as I say, I'm not sure. So let's pop it all apart and have a look. Yep, okay, so hopefully whatever's in there, I should be able to fit in here. So the first thing you've got to do is get that off. So let's take it over to the press. So you've got to get that off first before you can push the rest of it through. Just got to cut that bit of metal in half, Stuart. You can get ones of these with electric motors, they're much more fun, you just go
yeah.
Okay, right. Can you get some pasty, please? Right, so there's a snap ring in here, which we've got to get out. And those two are the same. And that, I would say, is very close. Because you have a smaller section on the inside than the outside of the casing. We've got that snap ring out, so now take it back to the press and you push it all out from there.
Okay.
That's the idea anyway.
How much time do you waste looking for stuff that you put down somewhere?
Oh, me.
And is it worth having a Just to lackey around, just to tidy up our put stuff away.
No, because it'll drive you fucking mad.
Would it?
Because it's a bit 50-50 situation. Alright, you walk around looking for something, but believe me, when somebody's following you around and putting tools back in there, it fucking winds you up. Right, so let's go see what we got.
Pretty close, isn't it?
It is close, yeah, but that nose is
Definitely length discrepancy in there.
Doesn't matter, you can f about with all that. Because you can push the impeller on and just grind the back of that off, it doesn't matter. So there's no seal that side as such. This is the bit that's going to be knackered, and that looks suspiciously like that to me. Right, so that, in theory, should be that. Nothing else came off. It had that washer there, that thing there, didn't it? So that went in there. No, that goes the other way up. So that went in there. It's very hard to tell what's what.
So what makes up the water pump then?
Big pulley on the outside, turns that shaft, yeah?
Yeah.
Which turns the impeller. So that's sitting through the centre of there, okay? And you have a water seal there, right?
Okay.
Your impeller goes on there, pushes on, pushes that spring down, which seals everything up, okay?
Okay.
But what we've got to do, I mean that clearly will go in there, but on this side, because we're trying to match one of these to it, so your depth is okay, and what we've got to do is work out what this should have been. That'll go in that side, so that won't fit in there, but will that? That's probably what that kit is there. Maybe, I don't know. Oh no, that was on there, wasn't it? Through there. A little bit shorter on the nose there. So it doesn't actually give you a really detailed drawing of how it all works. Right, well all we can do is semi-assemble it and see what depth we come up with, because you can measure the depth of that, yeah? Right, assembly of pump. Inspect pump body, making certain that the surface against which the sealing disc bears is smooth and free from burrs. Heavy whether that rubber kind of makes more sense to have a rubber that side, doesn't it? Because the water's trying to get from this side through that way.
Okay.
Putting the rubber there is probably going to seal it better, isn't it? There's no clear dimensions or pictures of it. Right, so now we've got to put our snap ring back in, it said, didn't it? So I'm blah, 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 blah. Right, so we've got to put the nose on now.
He knows what he's doing.
Hell yeah. Right, what I've got to do now is just bolt it on quickly. Hang our fan belt over the top of that. Let's give it another 1/16 of an inch, something like that. If you don't check it, because the end shafts were different lengths.
Yeah.
If you don't check that, you don't know where you're putting it to, if that makes sense. Otherwise your fan belt will sit all pissed.
Is there a measurement, or is it just eyeballing it?
If you had the exact correct kit, you'd press it in till it's, I think it's 1/8 of an inch through.
Okay.
But because this one was slightly shorter, you can't press it through because it'll be too far that way, then your fan belt will rub.
How much leeway have you got?
Quite a lot on one of these fan belts, to be fair, because they're so bloody fat.
Yeah.
Like a lorry one. Bit like me, fat.
Well built.
Well built. Right, let's press that through just a touch more, I think. I hate this machine. Alright, that'll do us. So now we've got to put our impeller on, and that should seal all that lot up nicely. Right, so hopefully that's push that in there enough. So what we'll do is put him in there, pour a bit of water down said hole,
See what happens.
see if it leaks like a sieve.
Well, whereabouts was it leaking from before?
Well, what it is, that bit we took out, look.
Yeah.
Okay, now that forces all together and forms a seal.
Yeah.
Yeah, a watertight seal. Because it can't escape past, but that was the back end of it, look.
Yeah.
So all the water's just pouring through everywhere.
Would it be best to plug your...
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I've just got to get, because that's a direct outlet, so there's nothing you can do, but it's going to come out everywhere. So what it mustn't do, right, it can't come out of there or there, because that's your seal. Okay. So all you can do is just whack a load of water in it, try and bung up the holes. Right, that would have leaked by now. No, nothing coming out of there, is there? I think we're good. So now we've got to find the gasket for that. Right. It might not be the right gasket. You wouldn't have thought that turning it over would do that, would you?
Jesus Christ.
How strange is that? Right. So you'd think that you could put the pulley and the fan on the water pump now and wiggle the water pump on. You can't get to the bolts when the pulley's on. It's a stupid idea. Right, I'm going to put a bit of thread lock on these because they go into the water jacket.
Okay.
So anything you can put on to help seal it is better. Oops, maybe not quite that much.
How long does this thread lock take to harden off or set?
10 minutes.
Alright.
Right, we'll try and put the fan and the pulley on now. It might be a bit easier. Because what you got to do is line everything up through two pieces of metal.
I can see there's not much space, is there, to play around.
No, but it's easier than taking the radiator out, believe me. Right, put some water in it, see what happens. Can't tell where it's leaking because you pour water all over it. These things suffer massively from airlocks.
Really? A lot of strange noises.
No, something's pissing out.
Diagnosis, doctor?
Failed mission. I don't know yet. I'll take the fan and the pulley back off so I can actually see where it's coming out of. But I would say it's still leaking somehow, somewhere.